directly in some bank accounts over the weekend. Yeah, that's exciting. This week, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris hit the road for a nationwide tour to sell their rescue plan to voters. They plan to stop in Atlanta on Friday.
Owning your home may be an American dream, but it doesn't come cheap. On top of the down payment and monthly mortgage payments, the average homeowners pay around $15,000 per year for maintenance, utilities, taxes, and insurance. However, all those expenses come with a silver lining: tax credits and deductions for your home that can lead to a bigger tax refund. For homeowners, learning as much as you can about your potential tax benefits can help you maximize your tax refund when you file your income tax return. And most homeowners with mortgages know they can deduct payments toward their loan interest, but many tax deductions and tax credits involved in owning a house are less obvious. Most income tax breaks for homeowners are tax deductions, which are reductions in your taxable income. The less of your income that is taxed, the less money you pay in taxes. Mortgage interest, or the amount of interest you pay on your home loan yearly, is one of the most common tax deductions for homeowners. It's also the most lucrative, particularly for new homeowners whose payments go more toward loan interest during the first years. And there are some states that have proposed property tax rebates for the residents. During this 2023 budget address, the governor has also expanded a significant expansion in the state's property tax rebate. He wants to raise the maximum rebate for seniors from $600 to $1,000. So folks, let's see if Joe Biden can send out stimulus checks in the next coming days. Hopefully he can. Tell me in the comments. We have a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SI and SDI. Continue watching this video because you don't want to miss out on. There's a growing number of ways you can receive extra relief this year from the government as states announce record high budget surpluses. New programs are being created, and many residents may qualify for hundreds of dollars right now. And even as the U.S. economy shows signs of slowing down, many states around the U.S. are flush with cash, with the rainy day funds estimated to reach a record high of $136 billion this year. And lawmakers in more than half of the states are responding to their new cash cushions with similar proposals, that is cutting taxes, and according to the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, 27 states are weighing tax cuts this year. And some officials are considering totally eliminating their state income tax, including Mississippi and Arkansas, while others are floating property tax cuts among other ideas. Because according to the Tax Foundation, the drive to cut state taxes has accelerated during this time, and during the past 2 years, dozens of states reduced their income tax rates or created new tax credits and rebates, partly as their coffers overflowed due to the strong economic growth and billions of dollars in federal crisis aid. Of those, 21 states cut their personal tax rates, with more contemplating deeper or new income tax reductions in 2023.
$75,000 last year, having lived in California for most of the year, live here now, are not claimed as a dependent, and filed 2020 taxes before October 15th, 2021. $600 for people who qualify. If you file jointly, your combined income would need to be less than $75,000, plus another $500 if you have dependents. Does a dependent just mean a child, or are there adult dependents factored in?
Yeah, there are others who can qualify, and it gets a little technical. That's
Everybody, millions of people may be able to claim the stimulus checks right now, and it's worth around $1,500 per person. You definitely want to continue watching this video because we get into the most important stimulus check information that everybody has to know. So, here's what you need to know, everybody, around the fourth stimulus check. So this includes those of you that are on SSI, SSDI, or even low income. The lawmakers have announced that a fourth check is going to go out to eligible people. You have to be sure to qualify for this in order to receive the money. Now, the deadline to file a federal tax return with the IRS is actually the middle of this month. And so this is important because if you don't file taxes, you cannot receive the stimulus check that's being sent out in December. Over 9 million Americans are still eligible to claim this unclaimed stimulus fund. The 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit, the Child Tax Credit, the Earned Income Credit, and other credits have all been filed on your income tax return. However, if you miss the filing deadline, you will not receive the money. There was no penalty for refunds after the initial April 22 deadline. But if you were one of the various tax benefits and filed your 2021 federal income tax return before the November 15 deadline, and still haven't received the check, well, the IRS may be still processing a return for you. Individuals whose income is below $12,000 and couples whose combined income is below $25,000 are eligible for the Recovery Rebate Credit. which covers any missing money from 2021 that may have been missed, and the child tax credit as well. Families can claim the missing stimulus money on the child tax credit even if they received half of the monthly payments of 2021. So this law for the child tax credit is for people that are childless workers, and there were also changes to can help the low and moderate income families with children. The credit can be as much as $1,500, everybody, for workers with no qualifying children at all. Many New Yorkers are also waiting for an economic relief check from the State Department of Taxation and Finance. The state began mailing the relief payments, averaging approximately $270 per resident. And around October 13th, most residents would have had their checks by October 31st. So the acting commissioner of this said that we're delivering these relief checks to hardworking people in New York who've been feeling the pinch of inflation. The average payment is about $270 for each recipient, which will help address rising costs associated with crisis and inflation. Officials have also noted that some people may receive their checks and stimulus money this October and next year as well. If you did receive payments in October, well, know this: the State Department of Taxation and Finance are working on this. In fact, for instance, the payments evolved from a 2021 plan for a larger stimulus checks up to $2,000. It goes out to essential workers who stayed on the job, and sponsors of this bill have said that more targeted payments would be burdensome and required workers to apply for it. Now, payments could have been delayed for months or even years as a result. Supporters of the bill have said that directing the money to low-income families would help ease the sting of rapid hikes in expenses like rent and gas and even groceries. And now the payments and plus administrative costs are expected to amount to nearly $150 million. But know this: according to officials, there may soon be relief for victims whose SNAP benefits were stolen. So far, SNAP is helping many people out. And now, in the state of New York, residents enrolled in the SNAP program will receive the maximum allowable level of food benefits for November and a supplemental allotment. According to the press release from the governor, the Supplemental Emergency Assistance Program helps people with SNAP. And the governor in Hawaii also signed a 5th emergency proclamation extending supplemental nutrition assistance programs, and this benefits people in Hawaii. He said food insecurity is just one of the lingering effects of the crisis, and SNAP benefits provide families in the state with nutritious food. This emergency proclamation ensures food security through the holidays. He has also said that an emergency proclamation in place for the SNAP benefits since the start of the crisis has been extended several times, and people in the states like Colorado, California, and New Mexico can also get the boosted benefits from their state governors. Let's not forget about this, because the Biden administration is now fending off several challenges to a program that will cancel student debt. But still, the U.S. job market remains healthy as fewer people applied for unemployment benefits last week. And the total number of Americans collecting unemployment has actually increased again to 1.5 million people. I'm not sure what this is, everybody, but President Biden obviously must do more for the American people and send out stimulus payments before the end of the year. If he doesn't, well, let's just say people are going to be in big time trouble. It's not what we want to see. We have a ton of big news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits,